The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and are not those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. The phone lines are open. Call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. It's time for Stuart Laser Talk with your host, Dr. Tred J. Rosacker.
I'm 5'10" and 242 pounds.
I always say this is the biggest I'm ever going to be, and I said that like 20 pounds ago.
A third of Americans are obese, another third is overweight.
Obesity is the biggest threat to the health, welfare, and future of this country.
I've always been overweight.
I've got diabetes.
Sleep apnea, heart disease.
Everything's hurting now.
It's a lot easier to lose weight than it is to keep weight off.
This is probably going to be the first generation of children who are going to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents.
18% of our children right now are obese.
It's not only health, it's about survival and well-being of the United States as a nation.
You don't crave broccoli, and our generation has grown up craving a Big Mac.
I want to think that there's something better for me.
Unless we're able to control this epidemic, we're going to have an abundance of chronic disease.
All of us have to be part of the solution to reduce obesity.
The weight of the nation is out of control, but we can fix that.
If we don't now take this as a really urgent national priority, we are all going to pay a really serious price.
Obesity will crush the United States in oblivion.
Good morning. The laser lipo revolution is here. It has finally arrived here in Stuart, Florida. Laser lipo revolution. How would you like to lie on your back for 30 minutes, 3 times per week for 3 weeks, and lose 1 to 5 inches of measured girth around your midsection without any strict calorie reductions or excessive exercise? How does that sound, man?
Sounds almost too good to be true.
That is the laser lipo revolution is here. What seemed to be a myth and out of reach for most Americans has now become a reality in the form of today's FDA-cleared and FDA-approved technology called low-level laser red light lipo machines. There is no need anymore to subject oneself to the risks associated with surgical interventions like lipo suction, abdominoplasty, a tummy tuck, or the use of thermal energy such as fat freezing, ooh, it's cold, or hot lasers, ouch, anymore. The future of spot fat reduction, body sculpting, and what we call laser-assisted weight loss is low-level, FDA-cleared laser technology. When you apply this laser technology to the subcutaneous fatty layer, and by definition, that's the stuff you can squeeze and gush between your fingers, the stuff that doesn't respond to diet and exercise as easy as it used to, this fatty layer, the low-level laser therapy will produce predictable, consistent, lasting, sustainable inch reduction without pain, without downtime, without rigid food discipline or strenuous exercise, as is so common with traditional weight loss and body sculpting. Areas like your belly, your sides, called your muffin tops on women, love handles on men, back fat, bra bulges, thunder thighs, cellulite improvement, arms, chins, all can be safely improved using the laser lipo. My name is Dr. Tred Rosacker, and I am the guy that brought the lipo laser, the fat laser, to the Stuart, Florida area. I've nurtured and taken care of this procedure and developed a protocol and a plan which is second to none. I haven't seen anywhere in the country that even comes close to the results that we're getting. It's right here in Stuart. We're located, it's called the Slim Body Laser Spa, located at 2311 Southeast Ocean Boulevard. And that would be right across the street from the Fresh Market, next to Carmela's Pizza restaurant. It's in a freestanding building. It actually used to be the Haagen-Dazs for many, many years, if those of you who are local remember that. Now it's a slimming center, laser slimming center, and we've been there for 7 years. It is truly Martin County's, and I would venture to say the whole, Treasure Coast area's #1 laser body sculpting center. You can lose 3 to 9 inches with the newest lipo laser technology. No pain, no surgery, no dangerous injections, no crazy diets. The free consultation and evaluation at no obligation. Free. Did I say it was free? Did I mention that?
Wait, how much is it?
It's free.
That's not right.
Yeah, no, I know. And don't think it's not valuable because it's free. It's free because we want you to come in and not have any barrier. Of course, the plan costs, but the evaluation to see if it's something that could help you, hey, I do that for free. And it's funny, I was with a client, a prospective client just the other day, and, she had a lot of questions and has a lot of health issues. Her body fat percentage, we did a BMI, and her body fat percentage was over 45%.
Oh, wow.
So, you don't have to be a rocket scientist or a millennial techie to understand that when your whole body weight is almost 50% adipose tissue, that you got some health problems. Its body fat is way too high, and of course it ended up with the knees aching, and she's looking at knee replacement. She's suffering with neuropathy in both of her feet, low energy, low libido, difficulty sleeping, inflammation, swollen knuckles, edema in her feet. And as I went through all of these symptoms, I showed her the solution, the plan. And it was a little slow to understand because she'd been sick for so long. And it was about an hour and a half. I had some diagrams and illustrations. We went on the internet. I showed her some very informative videos. Of course, I did the BIA, the body analysis impedance to check her body fat and her BMR. And then I had to explain all these things to her. And she looks at me, and it's like, God, it's going on like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And she's like, "You're really excited about this?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "I've never had anybody take the time with me to explain all this. Everything that you've said makes so much sense, and all these medications I'm on and these possible procedures they want to do with the knee replacements and the controlling the blood sugar and the neuropathy." She goes, "It could all be solved by doing your program, or at least you have a shot." I said, "That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. There is hope. There's help. There's a possibility of changing and making your body, your body's ability to heal and repair itself is far greater than anyone has ever allowed you to believe." And that's a very profound statement. Your body, I'm going to repeat that. Your body's ability to heal itself is far greater than anyone has ever allowed you to believe. They want you to believe that you need medicine and drugs and surgeries and braces and, having great medical insurance and all the things that come with being sick in order to be healthy. And it's just not true. Health is an internal mechanism which allows you to rebound quickly when you get sick. That's the definition of health. You remember those punching, those blow-up toys that have the lead at the bottom?
Yeah.
And you can kind of punch them down, then they pop back up, push it down. That's what health is. Listen, everybody's going to get sick. Trust me. That's part of a healing process. If you haven't been sick in weeks, in months, or years and years and years and haven't been ill, that's not always a good thing. It's kind of building up inside. But what health is rebounding when you're sick, being able to rebound from it. To get a temperature, you get a cold, you get the runny nose, and you bounce back. You have an issue with digestion, you bounce back. That's what health is. And the foundations and the principles of health really lie on on food, on movement, being able to exercise, on recuperation, giving yourself plenty of time to recuperate, and also staying clean internally and externally. These 4 laws of the body, that's the basis foundation of being healthy. When you violate those laws of nourishment and movement and recuperation and cleanliness, you start to develop being sick. And that's when people get fat. That's when they start to gain weight because they're eating the wrong foods and the body starts to put on weight. Or they're eating too much of the right foods, but they're not exercising to burn off the calories and they get fat. You end up eating the wrong types of foods and not taking care of your sanitation, the cleanliness, and you start to overwhelm your liver and your digestive organs with too much alcohol or too much sugar, and you get fat. Okay? You can actually gain weight because you're not getting enough sleep. And that's well known. So I like to challenge a person. You're sitting with extra weight on, you've developed obesity, and you're feeling bad. You're having all the symptoms that come with being sick and having that extra weight. But I challenge you to tell me, does a healthy person become overweight? Or does a person have to be sick and then they get overweight? What came first, the sickness or the weight or the sickness? And I would venture to tell you that you were unhealthy way before you got fat. Because that's, and I hate to use the term fat, but, become overweight. Because that is a protection and that is a side effect of not eating right, not exercising, not taking care of yourself, not resting, not recuperating, not watching the foods and things you put in your body. That's what's leading to this weight epidemic, this crisis. So at the Slim Body Laser Spa, I realize that. I'm sensitive to that. When somebody comes in and they're interested in losing weight or slimming down their muffin tops or tightening their chin, I always dig a little deeper into what's happening. Why isn't it just, why do you have it? Where's it coming from? What is it from? Did you have a fall or an injury that stopped you from eating? It's invariably one of my questions in my consultation is, how did this happen? And they're like, what do you mean? Well, when did you become heavy? Have you always been heavy? Has it always been an issue? Oh, no. I had an injury to my leg. I had to have my knee replaced. And as a result of that, I gained all this weight. And I'm like, so how did the knee cause you to gain all the weight? Well, I couldn't exercise anymore. And I'm like, well, did you think that maybe you had to back off on eating at the same time? You can't eat the same that you did. If you're not exercising, you got to eat less. And then over time, it builds up, and then it becomes it seems like what started out as a little molehill, as they say, turns into a mountain because of the time factor and how long you've been heavy. And then you get almost hopeless. You just kind of want to throw the towel in, and it's just easier to eat. And it's comfortable, it's a lot of people really only feel good when they're eating. And I hear that quite a bit on the TV shows, and when you hear people tell their testimonies about being obese, and what happens is, and a lot of them say, hey, I'm only pleasure I have is eating, and you're going to take that away from me. Well, that's true to some extent, but and there's a reason why we like to eat, because it is enjoyable. But we don't want to push it to that point where it makes you sick. So, the laser lipo that we have at the Slim Body Laser Spa, and if you'd like a free consultation, give us a call. You know my phone number. I say it enough. My name is Dr. Tread Rissacker, Slim Body Laser. Look it up on the internet. Say it into your phone. Type it in. There's no reason for us to even repeat the number again. People don't remember the number these days. They go to I don't remember any phone numbers.
No.
Do you?
No, nobody knows phone numbers.
You
just go into Google or Google Maps or Yellow Pages, whatever.
And we have consultations available today. We had 7 people sign up yesterday. I got 6 consults today. I mean, we have been slammed. And we're almost to the point of max intake,
That's awesome.
We're pushing people off a week or so before they can even start. And Who would have thought that? 5-6 years ago when we decided to do this and everybody was thinking it was going to go out of business. Boy, that is not what's happened. So the laser is a tool to assist in getting results. Mm-hmm. It's it's not magical, it's technology, it's predictable, and it gets consistent results. And the laser will decrease body fat anywhere you put it, anywhere you apply it, in a series of 9 sessions. And that body fat that it targets is the outer fat layer called subcutaneous fat. And that's the stuff that's on the outside of the body that you can squeeze and gush and bulges over your pants. It spills around your bra when it's too tight. It makes your shirts tight. It makes your pants where you can't button them up. You know what I'm talking about. And with just weight loss, it doesn't really target that layer because of the way the body conserves energy. The way the body burns calories is very regimented, and it's designed for your benefit, believe it or not. So what do I mean by that? One of the purposes of eating food is to give ourselves energy. This is how we feed our body. Just like you put petrol in the gas tank for the car, we need to eat food so we can generate energy. We take that food, we chew it, we swallow it, it's broken down by the digestive tract, and what happens is it releases the starches that are inside of food. The starch, which becomes sugar, is then used as energy by the body. So without food, we'd have no energy. We'd have no way of giving ourselves energy. And what happens is the amount of food you eat should equal the energy that you're expending for that day. So you have a certain amount of, if you're a very active person, you're exercising, you're, going to your it's called your metabolism is good. You can eat more food than somebody who's not exercising, who's sedentary, who is, not taking care of their health. They have to eat a lot less food than the person that's active. Because what happens is when you start eating food, the fat will accumulate in the middle part of your body in the beginning, in your visceral system. And those calories are where you get your day-to-day calories. As you start to stack on extra calories because you're eating more than you're burning, it starts to go to the outside layer called the subcutaneous layer. And as you keep eating and you're not burning those calories, that outside layer will start to accumulate more and more. Okay? So you have these 2 compartments, visceral fat and subcutaneous fat compartment. Now, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, I don't like what I see. It's affecting my health. It's affecting my clothing. I'm tired when I walk. It's affecting when I bend over to put on my shoes. I can't reach my feet. It becomes a problem. So a person says, I want to get rid of this outer layer, this flap hanging over. And so you decide to diet and exercise. Well, the way the body is designed when you stop eating, it doesn't burn that outer layer first. It burns the inner fat first. In fact, for the day that you exercise, you're sitting, you decide to bust a move, I'm going to go run the bridge, I'm going to start walking. You're not even burning any fat when you do that. You're burning stored calories in the form of glycogen. Your muscles and your liver store energy when you first start to exercise or to burn calories. You do not burn fat until you've been well into the process of losing weight. After several weeks, you'll start to burn that inner fat. But in the beginning, you're just burning calories in the form of stored calories from the muscle. And it's very intelligent. The body does that because it wants to make sure that you have, it's complicated to explain, but just know that if you're skipping meals and you are hungry, you're probably not burning fat, you're burning muscle when you're hungry. It's the truth. So if you get up in the morning and you skip breakfast, you have a cup of coffee, maybe a quick bagel or something very light because you're just not that hungry. And then as you go through the day at 10, 11 o'clock, you're feeling hunger and you skip lunch and you're hungry through lunch and it kind of goes away, you're not burning fat. at that point. You're burning stored energy. And then what happens is you come into the evening and you haven't eaten until dinner, and that's when you pack on the calories.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you eat your 1,000, 1,500, 3,000, or in the what was our friend with Tony Soprano, whatever, I forget his real name, but he would eat 5,000 and 6,000 calories at one shot, and then
James Gandolfini.
Yeah, James Gandolfini, and he died from that. And then what happens is you eat that big meal, you kick back, watch TV, have some sugar, have some ice cream to top it off, and you go to sleep. Where do you think all those calories go? You're not burning them as energy. The law of fat storage is if you don't burn them as energy, they're going to be stored as fat within about 3 to 4 hours. So, that piling on that big dinner, that big evening meal, and then laying down or being sedentary, even if you don't go to sleep, those calories are now going to be stored away as fat all night long. And, you could put on a pound of fat, well, maybe not a pound, but you could put a half a pound of fat on every single night doing that. You think that's common?
I mean, it's more common than you would expect.
Oh, it's very common, Mike. I do a lot of consultations. People are starting to understand that they can't wait until the evening to eat a big meal and expect to lose weight. Now, when you're in your I used to say when you were in your teens and 20s, but even they're obese now because of these habits. So it's really important that if you want to keep weight off and you want to stay healthy, that you don't fall into that trap. You should really eat your biggest meal when you're the most active. That's just common sense. So what should be your biggest meal? Breakfast. Lunch. As you start getting into the evening, start cutting down on those portion controls, and your smallest meal should be dinner because you're going into a state of rest. You're not going to be burning calories. And remember, in 3 to 4 hours, any food you eat is going to be taken out of the bloodstream. It's either going to be worked as energy or it's going to be stored away as fat. And that's the insulin reaction. That's what insulin does. Insulin is a hormone produced by your pancreas that when you eat food, its job is to clear the blood sugar, is to clear glucose from the bloodstream. Everything you eat is turned into glucose by the body. Most everything. Just trying to keep it simple here. And what happens is, as that blood glucose goes up, insulin's job is to clear it out. If insulin doesn't clear your blood sugar within 3 to 4 hours and your blood sugar remains elevated, we call that diabetes. So 3 to 4 hours, your body clears the blood sugar. So if you eat 300 or 400 calories in the morning and in 3 to 4 hours your body clears the blood sugar, it all went to work. Your body needs about 100 calories an hour to produce energy, to produce work. So if you get up in the morning, 8 o'clock, you have a 400-calorie breakfast. By 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, the body has cleared the blood sugar and all of it went towards work because you're going to be, you need to eat again at 12. If you start your day off with a Denny's Grand Slam breakfast, which is approximately, I don't know the exact calorie count, but I guarantee it's around 1,500, 2,000 calories for a big breakfast. And you do that at 8 in the morning, what happens is 300 to 400 calories are used as energy because that's the way the body works. Remember, in 4 hours, that blood sugar is insulin clears it, gets rid of it all. So 300 to 400 calories goes to work. The other 1,000 calories that were consumed, where do you think they go? They don't stay in the bloodstream. They're put into the fat cells. They're made into fat. So your big breakfast that you ate in the morning, 20% went to keep you alive. The other 75% was stored away in the fatty cells as a, to prepare you for, and that's how we get fat. Lunchtime comes, you have another large lunch, 1,500, 1,000 calories, 1,200. 300 to 400 go in as work to get you through from 12 to 3 o'clock. The other 1,000 calories that have built up, they get stored in as fat during the afternoon. And then you come for dinner and you have a nice meal, 1,500, 2,000 calories. These are not huge portions either, people. This is reasonable. If you go to Chick-fil-A and you look at the menu and you see the chicken sandwich and the fries and the soda, that's a 1,500 calorie meal. So lunch, dinner. Now you're at dinner and you eat 1,500 to 2,000 calorie dinner. 200 to 300 calories are pushed away as work, as energy to keep you alive. The other 1,200 calories is stored away as fat. So what I've just described is a person who was able to get some nutrition from the food, but because every time they ate too much of a portion, they made about 1.5 pounds of fat in one day. It's amazing. It's amazing we don't turn into as big as buildings.
Yeah.
If you think about it, that's pretty habitually a common occurrence to eat these 1,000, 1,500 calories, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, especially when you're younger. And to think that we're not turning into the size of a small minivan is a testament to your body's ability to help itself. Now, what happens is if you continually eat these larger portions and you continually eating more than you're burning as energy, what do you think the body does in response to that?
It starts to crave it, doesn't it?
No, it starts to resist the fatty tissue. It starts to resist this high blood sugar. Your blood sugar is elevated all the time because you're eating so much. You've been making fat every single day. You're putting fat into the system. The body says, you know what? If we keep doing this, we're going to be enormous. We're going to be as big as a house. So the body develops what they call insulin resistance. The insulin no longer works. So you eat food, raises your blood sugar, and then the insulin doesn't respond the same, and your blood sugar stays elevated for the whole day. And it's protecting you from making too much fat. It's also making you sick because that's called diabetes. I'm trying to make this very simple. The message from this is eat smaller portions. That's really what it is. We're eating. They did some studies on mammals, animals, and they found out whether if they restricted their caloric intake by 30% every single day consistently, they increased their lifespan by another 30%, just by decreasing the calorie amount. So there's a direct correlation between longevity and eating smaller portions of food. 30% less than they're normally eating. And it has a lot to do with, the health effects that come from overeating. So my goal, my plan, what I do is I try to eat 300 to 400 calories at breakfast, at lunch, and at dinner. I'll eat a little heavy in the morning, probably 600 or 700 calories. At lunch, I have a big lunch, 600 or 700 calories there, but at dinner, I shrimp down. I close down on it, and I'm eating, 300 to 400 calorie dinner, splitting half with my wife, eating smaller portions, ordering appetizers if I go to a restaurant. I ordered a lasagna the other day from Carmela's,
Mm-hmm.
Not a great choice if you got diabetes, a lot of carbs and stuff. I ate less than half of it. And I split it with my wife, who doesn't have diabetes, so that wasn't an issue for her. And I've really learned this, and as a result of this better eating habit, really portion control and not missing meals, I've managed to keep my weight off, and I've been a much healthier person as a result. And people, that is very doable. Don't tell me that you can't do that. You're not giving up the things you like ribs and apple pie, and you're not giving up bread. You're just coming to this realization that breakfast, lunch, and dinner need to be smaller amounts. 400 to 500 calories if you're exercising, under 300 if you're sedentary and you don't like to exercise. So my breakfast, 2 scrambled eggs, 2 hard-boiled eggs, 2 eggs over easy. Eggs are a great source of protein. I believe your breakfast should be 50% protein or more. You want protein to start up your blood sugar. Protein balances your blood sugar for the rest of the day. If you start your day with a carbohydrate, such as a bread product, French toast, pancakes, bagels, fruit, lots of fruit, your blood sugar spikes. It goes up really fast. And then by 10 o'clock, it drops really fast. And you get this, I'm tired now. I need coffee. And you go through this yo-yo up and down for the rest of the day when you start your day off with carbohydrate. So it's much better to start your day off with protein because it's digested slowly. It raises your blood sugar slowly. So you eat the protein, the blood sugar starts to go up about 9, 10 o'clock. Then it starts to come down nice and slow. And then you can have another 50% protein, a nice sandwich with some whole wheat bread. Half a sandwich would be better than a whole sandwich. And you need to count calories. You need to know what the calorie amount is. I can tell you within 200 or 300 calories at this point how many calories I've consumed at any time during the day. It's just I become mindful of it. I understand it. I know about it. Because I don't ever want to fall back into that trap of overeating, storing fat, overeating, storing fat, overeating, storing fat. It's literally life and death for people with diabetes. So that's my diet rant.
And one of the things that I found...
Any questions about that? Is that interesting?
Well, one of the things I just wanted to throw this out there, when you're doing your portion controls and you're counting calories and you're doing anything in regards to that, measuring your food is of the utmost importance. And one of the best purchases I ever made was a small digital scale. Got it from the local store. It's very cheap, very affordable. You can bounce back and forth between the ounces, pounds, grams, and all kinds of different ways to measure it. So take that, look at what the suggested serving size is on the food that you're using, and you'll know exactly what is going into your body. And it's very easy to do. And once you get into the habit of doing it, it's easy to keep with it.
Absolutely. And there's another great tool on the internet. It's called thecalorieking.com.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to determine the caloric count of your food, you have to know the size of the portion.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do it without the portion size. That's why you need the food scale. And you don't know if it's in ounces or if it's grams or if it's kilograms or, the food scale helps you with that. So then you go to the Calorie King and you put in the food you're eating, chicken, beef, or something processed, and then it's going to ask you whether it's baked, fried, raw, and then it's going to ask you for the portion size. So, it might be 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 12, 16.
Yeah.
You need to know that. You put that in there, and then it gives you the caloric amount.
Yeah, because at least with the calculators, the calorie calculators that I've used, they default to the quote-unquote healthy portions, which are relatively small. So if you put in grilled chicken breast, it's going to spit out, like you said, a 4, 6, 8 ounce.
Do you know how small a 4 ounce of chicken breast is?
The default
That's
chicken
like
breast,
a medallion.
Yeah, it's like less than the size of your fist.
Silver dollar.
You pull out a chicken breast that you buy at the grocery store and you cook that. That thing's probably 10, 12, 16 ounces. So you might be having 2 to 3 portions. If you don't measure it, you don't know.
Right. What I did to make it easy for myself was I found out realistically I'm a very narrow spectrum eater.
Okay.
I don't really vary that much in my foods. I stay away from processed foods. So I'm either eating vegetables or proteins, and it's how it's cooked, whether it's fried or baked or in a sandwich. And I calculated the caloric amounts of my most common choices. And then I eat those those choices, and I kind of know where I'm at. So I'll give you an example. Eggs, on the average, are 100 calories apiece.
You're right.
And they're really good with protein, so I like the choice of eggs. The other one that's a good choice is I like chicken sausages. I like those Publix Greenwise chicken sausage. They're 50 calories apiece for each one. Each link is 50 calories. So 2 eggs, 2 sausages, I'm at 300 calories. I looked at the calorie count of pork sausages and links, because people eat a lot of breakfast sausage. They were hugely caloric. I mean, they were like 200 calories for one link versus 50 with chicken sausage. So that was a wake-up call for me to stay away from the Jimmy Dean kind of sausages. The other one was I found out that a cup of salad, whether it really doesn't matter what type of vegetables in it, as long as it's not avocado, is about 50 calories.
Okay.
So 1 level cup of salad mix is 50 calories. So 4 cups of salad is a fairly large salad. That's 200 calories. And a chicken breast grilled, 8 ounces, which is like half a breast, is about 250 calories. So, 200 for the salad, 250 for the chicken breast. I'm at about 500 calories there. Now, one thing about not all calories are the same. There's certain calories you can eat a lot more of.
Sure.
And that would be, vegetables. Raw vegetables, salad. You could eat 400 calories of salad, and it's not the same as eating 400 calories of, bread.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
That just makes sense. What if you give me a number of 400 calories in apples, it's going to be totally different than 400 calories in M&Ms.
Yeah, and the other thing I'm seeing a lot of on people is they're eating a lot of oatmeal. Oatmeal seems to be very popular. And,
Yes.
Oatmeal is not a protein. There's very little protein in oatmeal. There's carbohydrate, and it has good grain in it if it's made naturally, but it sure is not great for weight loss. I just want everybody to know that. I see that a lot in our elderly population. All right. If you have any questions about what I'm saying, shoot me an email. I answer emails. I love discussing this with people. I can send you some stuff in the mail, some of these literature that I read from and I look at here is part of it. So I just want you to know that you're listening to the Slim Body Laser Spa Health and Wellness Show. My job and my goal is to use these today's modern medical lasers to help you to look better, feel better, and lose weight quicker with less downtime, with less effort, so you can be more successful at losing weight and becoming healthy. With proper client selection, I can almost guarantee results when you come into the Slim Body Spa. My consultations will always be free. You sit down, you can talk to me, you can determine, and I will give you my honest opinion if I think it can help. 2 people yesterday, I could not help. What they were wanting to do and the amount of skin they had that was loose, it was better that they find another avenue. They needed to lose more weight before they could do the procedure. I was very honest with them. So it's a fantastic procedure. You can literally lay on your back, lose 3 to 9 inches of girth, in your stomach in 3 weeks or less, relaxing, listening to music. It's beyond words. It's so hard to explain it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a really quick break, and I have a treat. I'm going to try to end each one of my shows over the next 6 shows with a visualization, an image, something that you can listen to and not have to participate other than listening to it. And it's an image on perfect health. It's an image, there's 6 major systems that run your body. There's the glandular system, there's the nervous system, there's the digestive system, there's the muscular system, there's the eliminative system. And these systems have proper functioning. This is what controls your health. This is what keeps you alive. And in the next 10 minutes, when we come back from this break, I'm going to go over the very beginning one, which is called the glandular health. Those are the glands of your body that make up all of your functions. Your glandular system is the master system of all of your bodily functions, your hormonal functions, your ability to digest food, your ability to go to sleep, to wake up, all begins with glandular health. So this is a 10-minute visualization that you're going to listen to, and it's going to give you a positive reinforcement as to the importance of it. And as a result of that, instead of having fear about if your glands are working, or fear about your ovaries, or fear of the adrenal gland, this is a positive way of changing that from negative to positive just because of the way it's written. And I'm going to go over that when I come back from the break.
Now back to Stuart Laser Talk here on WSTU 1450. And back to your host, Dr. Tred J. Rosacker.
All right, get ready. Put your radio close to a recorder so you can record this. This is a health image. It's about 10 minutes long, and I wrote this myself, and this is what I use in my office for healing. When people come in and they have problems with their health, whether it's circulatory health, circulatory system health, or problems with their digestive tract, their digestion of food. Maybe they're having muscle aches, cramps, spasms. Maybe they're having problems with their circulation to their feet, to their hands. Maybe they're having problems with their glandular system, whether their adrenal glands or their thyroid. What happens is people become preoccupied with these problems. It becomes paramount, and it really takes up most of their thoughts about health or about these problems. And you understand what I mean when I say this, because think about the symptoms of a heart attack. If I asked you, and Mike probably never really, he's a great person to ask because he's not a doctor, but if I asked you, could you tell me the symptoms of a heart attack or a heart problem?
Probably not.
No, you don't know?
Tingling arm and pain in your chest, and that's about it.
Which
that's
arm?
all I know. The right or the left.
Right. So that's the only symptom you would know of a heart problem.
I don't know. I'm sure. I know that there is common knowledge what other stuff is. I just don't know it.
How about an ulcer, stomach ulcer?
I have no clue.
No, you don't. You wouldn't think you would have pain in your stomach, difficulty with eating, things like that. All right. Well, some people.
Look, I'm 34. I don't know these things.
Yeah, let me see. What does a 34-year-old worry about? Probably just finances at this point.
Pretty much.
Okay, but I want you to know that if you've ever been struck down with a health problem, you're pretty aware of these problems. And I like to say that most people don't, they really do know what a heart attack would show up as tightness of the chest, somebody sitting on it, pain radiating into the left arm, like he said, pain upon exercise, exertion. An ulcer is, pain when your stomach is empty. It feels better when you eat because the acid is not burning the lining. It has to do with stress. So one of the ways that you can combat preoccupation with illness, the constant thinking about it and creating problems, because I believe, and I'm sure most of you do too, that your thoughts can make you sick. You can think yourself into being sick. Okay? And that is really, really truthful. All the doctors know. I mean, you might call it psychosomatic illness. You created this problem. But when somebody has a lot of fear about something wrong, they're thinking about the malfunctioning body part, they become preoccupied with it. You got to admit that they are very difficult people to heal because they have this preoccupation with this problem. So one way to counteract that is to give a positive response, a positive image of a perfect system, perfect circulatory system, perfect nervous system, perfect muscular system. And it really is amazing because when you hear what perfect is, you think about it and you go through your mind and you picture in your own body that your body is functioning in this perfect way. It's not hokey pokey, it's the truth. So let's get on with it. So this one is about the perfect glandular health. Now, your glandular system is the messenger system which produces hormones and glandular secretions in order to keep your body functioning. So one of the things in the glandular system is you have a pituitary gland in your brain. The pituitary gland stimulates all the other hormones. You've also got maxillary or saliva glands which produce saliva when you're hungry. You've got glands tear ducts that produce tears and keep your eyes watered. You've got thyroid gland, which is for metabolism. Parathyroid has to do with calcium deposition. You've also got your pancreas as a gland, which produces insulin and other digestive enzymes. You've also got glands on the top of your kidneys called the adrenal glands, above the adrenal system. You've got many mucus glands which produce and secrete mucus. You've got glands that secrete acid in the stomach to help digest food. Okay? You've also got glands in your lower sexual organs. If you're a man, you've got glands around your prostate gland and your seminal vessels. If you're a female, you've got other glands such as the ovaries. And, your body is made up of, there's also sweat glands, right? You got it? Glandular system.
Glands.
Glands are really important. So make yourself comfortable and listen carefully to these health ideas that I'll be giving you. And I want you to begin to visualize immediate improvement taking place. So these ideas that I'm going to read here relate to an image of perfect glandular health. So close your eyes unless you're driving. You can still drive and listen to it, but don't close your eyes. Picture in your mind all the glands of your body returning to a more perfect condition. You will soon notice benefits over your entire body. As your glandular system returns to normal, your ability to concentrate will increase. A wonderful state of relaxation takes over, assisting with bringing about feelings of confidence and poise. As a result of perfect glandular health, your memory is getting better. Your appetite is normal. You are inclined to eat sufficiently of balanced meals and enjoy them more than ever before. Perfect glandular health, as you sit there concentrating, you notice more energy moving through your body. It feels so good. It is a healing feeling. This feeling generates vibrancy and perfection throughout your entire body. So your whole body is feeling this energy, and it's correcting and fixing these glandular problems. As you sit there, I want you to direct this electrical energy to soothe and to heal all of your glands. Those glands that are located in the head, the stomach, the chest, and in the pelvic area. All the glands that aid in your digestion, the liver, your pancreas, the adrenal glands, the kidneys, the spleen, all the glands all over your body are showing remarkable improvement. This perfect glandular system will also stimulate the organs of elimination to do a better job. All the reproductive organs are functioning perfectly, and your hormonal system is in perfect balance. If you're a female, the organs of your uterus, ovaries are healthy and normal. If you're a male, your prostate gland is healthy and functioning normally. Your thyroid gland, which controls your basal metabolism and your energy, is functioning perfectly, resulting in normal metabolism. As time goes by, every single day, you notice your ability to deal with negative situations in a more desirable manner is showing improvement. It is easier for you to be patient. Your adrenal glands secrete just the right amount of adrenaline to stimulate your heart. This gives you a feeling of well-being at all times due to perfect glandular health. You are now achieving a fantastic balance in all areas of your life. You are noticing that any blemishes on your skin are disappearing. Your skin is becoming smooth and clear. Each day as you look at yourself in the mirror, you will discover to your amazement that you're becoming more youthful in appearance. Your hair will have become wonderful with lots of body and have more life to it. From now on, there will be another special benefit resulting from having perfect glandular health. That is that you will sleep better than ever before. Your rest will be complete, and you will awaken each morning feeling refreshed and ready for a new day. So you will now come out of this relaxed state of concentration on perfect glandular health, and you will feel full of energy, fully refreshed, and ready to go on with your day, knowing that your glands are functioning perfectly and normal, and every day in every way they're getting better and better, stronger and stronger. Isn't that wonderful?
It is nice and refreshing.
To hear something positive for once about your glandular health.
Yeah, exactly.
All I ever hear is my thyroid doesn't work.
Yeah.
Exactly. My adrenal glands, I'm full of adrenaline. I'm in adrenal fatigue. That's all I hear. This stuff is, you can change it. Hey, if you want a copy of this, shoot me an email. I don't mind. I can send it to you. It's one page, Slim Body Laser Spot Gmail. Let them know you want the perfect glandular health copy. I love to share this kind of stuff with people. You read this every day, 3 times a day. You can't go wrong. You're going to start creating a better environment, a better healing for perfect glandular health. All right, if you want a consultation with me, give us a call. Look me up, Slim Body Laser Spa. We have openings. We can help you. I can help you. You just got to give us a call. Thank you so much, and God bless.